Second is this idea of social media platforms serving as the new town square, or as it's sometimes referred to as the new public square. The most fundamental problem with this view of social media is that it's not publicly owned, but privately. When someone posts something on social media, it's not the equivalent of posting a broadside on the town hall or in the town square around it. Rather, social media is the equivalent of your neighbor allowing people to post notices on the fence that runs along their property. The fence is still their property, so they have every right to deny individuals or content for whatever reason they deem fit. Furthermore, this metaphorical fence with all of these posts on it is not directly accessible via public property. In order to access many of these features, especially the ability to dialogue with the poster, a person must have an active account on these services. Since these companies are privately owned, their property and their systems are private as well. This means that not only can these companies regulate what gets posted, but also who has access to it and to what level. For these reasons, social media is not, cannot, and never should be considered the public square. Now, Mr. Kadim, attorney for Mr. Link, went on with another common misunderstanding often used in the legal profession. While public officials retain their First Amendment rights, use of a private social media account does not immunize an official's conduct from First Amendment or constitutional scrutiny. Whatever these officials have done, it cannot be a violation of the First Amendment. As I've stated numerous times on these channels, the first 5 words of that amendment are Congress shall make no law. Since the defendant, Mr. Freed, is a city manager, not only is he not a member of Congress, but his actions were not taken under a law created by Congress. There can be no First Amendment violation. If there is a violation of the right to petition, it would be Article 1, Section 3 of the Michigan Constitution, which reads, "The people have the right peaceably to assemble, to consult for the common good, to instruct their representatives, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances." Now, Mr. Mupen, the attorney for Ms. O'Connor Ratcliffe, one of 2 members of the Poway Unified School District Board of Trustees, approached his argument from the other side of the issue. Individuals who hold public office are still private citizens too. When acting in their personal capacity, they retain their First Amendment rights to decide who can participate in a community discussion that they host at their own property. They are thus free to block users from their personal social media pages, unless they choose to operate those pages in their official capacities instead. Now, while making the same First Amendment mistake as Mr. Kadim, Mr. Mupen also claims that a person's social media pages are their property. Is that true? To an extent. Again, from Webster's 1828 dictionary, we find property is the exclusive right of possessing, enjoying, and disposing of a thing. Ownership. Possession. Held on one's own right. The thing owned, that to which a person has a legal title, whether in his possession or not. A person's social media space is not owned by them, but by the social media company. Now, this company effectively rents the space on their system in exchange for access to the data and activity of the user. Just as the renter of an apartment has the legal authority to determine who may enter said property, the user of a social media platform has the right to determine who may enter and participate in their virtual space.